All right, so you've learned to multiply with base 10 blocks, multiply decimals. Today we're going to learn how to divide decimals using base 10 blocks. So we have a question here. 2.8 divided by 0 decimal 8. That's not very good. I ran into the 0 decimal 8, but you have that question. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that question, and using our base 10 blocks, we're just going to build the first number here. All right, we're going to build 2.8. And remember, this represents 1, and this represents 1. So that's these two equal 2. And then these are decimal ones, so 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So we build that, and we get 2 decimal 8. All right, and just for now, I'll erase that because I don't want it to interfere with everything. The first thing we have to do when we do this is we're going to once we have our base 10 blocks built with our first part of the division question, we're going to have to. I want to get it so that we can exchange these whole blocks for the point ones. And what it comes down to is there are basically 10 of these yellow base 10 blocks make each blue flat block, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a quick exchange here, all right? And so when we exchange it, what we'll do is we'll take these 10, all right? And I'm just going to delete these ones. I'll move these 10 into this zone, all right? And I'll get rid of these ones, and I'll move 10 more into there. And so we have the same amount. We've just made them uniform according to the base 10 blocks, all right? Because we're going to have to play around with this. So this is the first step in dividing decimals using base 10 blocks. The next thing we do with these is we're going to have to take these blocks. Let me just go here. You're going to have to take these blocks, and we're just going to rotate them so that they are the same as our width of 0 decimal 8. So if you remember, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. So now that we've taken them, we have 0 decimal 8. We're gonna make this whole statement 2 decimal 8 divided by 0.8. We're gonna make it a width of 0 decimal 8. So we make sure that we have right here this width is 0 decimal 8. All right. So I'm just going to rotate these around like so until we have them all at 0. Now they're kind of messy, and I'll straighten them up later, but they're all 0 decimal 8. But then we have like these 4 that if we rotate them, they're not going to equal this. So what I have to do is I have to exchange these 4 for an equivalent number of these red ones, so I can manipulate it so that it'll fit. And so when I do that, I come up with this. I take these 4 here, and I'm just going to we'll just move them out of the way, right? And then I'm going to take these. This is an equivalent amount, all right? I'm going to plunk them in here, and I'll get rid of this. All right, so now I've exchanged them with the 0.01 blocks. Okay, and here's how this looks now. I have 2 extra rows that I need to deal with. These 2 are actually a little bit, they go a little bit over, so I have to basically manipulate these around. So here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to take these. I'm just going to take one row here, and I'll rotate it up and move it in so that it fits nicely in there. And I'll straighten them all up again and just move this in here so that we end up, now we're going to end up with a nice uniform rectangle as soon as I straighten it out. So it'll look like this. Once it's all straightened out, so we have 2.8, 2.8, our first question, we've just redesigned it so that it's 2.8, but it's in a different shape than what it was originally. Originally it was like this, 2.8. Now we're at this stage. Sorry, we're at this stage where it's all nice and neat and organized, but just in a different format, and it's one uniform rectangle. So now, how we look at this when we divide is we simply go, okay, well, 2.8, we count what we have. We have here, we have 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 big sections, and then we have smaller sections. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our answer is 3.5. And that's how you divide decimals using base 10 blocks. All right? And you'll have a chance to practice that in your math. That's one way to divide, and that works if we have a terminating decimal. But sometimes when we divide by decimals, we don't have a decimal that terminates. Sometimes we have decimals that repeat and go on forever. And our next tutorial is going to look at how do we divide decimals that don't terminate. All right?